asking people how they're doing and start asking people how they're feeling.
So I gotta make sure I'm watching the news.
I will never waste pain that's offered to me. Nothing is ever wasted.
Everybody that I gotta plan a week gon' be straight. And that we tie that red that you won't hit, so you better not be late.
This is a place of development, and I'm not gonna die here.
Cause I love it, I don't care about the fame.
What's up, y'all? With the freak going on? New YouTube, man. It's your boy Super Chicken Nugget with your boy Caramel Macchiato, man.
Yes, sir.
And we are reacting to the first ever Young Vagabond episode,
Yes.
man. How we feeling, Caramel Macchiato?
Well, I'm feeling good. What you say? Your name was again?
Super Chicken Nugget.
Super Chicken Nugget. Yeah, man. We out here celebrating Young Vagabond Week, the anniversary of the Young Vagabonds, and we got here with the special guests. DJ and Bryson took a break, so we decided to help them out. So yeah, here we are. We're gonna be reacting to their first ever Young Vagabond numero uno episode back in season 1. Crazy that we're already in season 3. It's insane, but season 1, taking it back to the roots, back to the beginning.
Basics.
Yeah,
Basics.
yeah. And man, we're just happy to be here, so we decided to sit on the couch, man, and just reminisce about how far we've come, how God has blessed, and just see where we're going from here. Why are you laughing?
Because of the intro, bro.
I didn't know where you were going. I was here for the ride.
I
Man.
didn't know what I was doing either,
I
bro.
was like, yeah, that's good. That's good. Normally we play the intro, like the actual intro song, but the recording laptop is all the way over there, and I didn't feel like doing it. So we just mouthed it. And so hey, now y'all get that was a good special intro for a special episode for some special people.
Yeah, man.
You guys.
Yeah.
The Vagabond tribe.
Should I cut the, with the freak going on?
No,
part?
I think that's great. I think it's great.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right,
don't
all
cut
right.
it. Yeah. Because what is going on? Before we start, man, I just gotta say, I'm so ready for spring break. Like, y'all don't even understand, bro.
Bruh,
Like,
you not capping,
this is
man.
pre-spring break DJ, and he is not feeling it.
School stuff, man.
When you get to the point where it's like, okay, you can see the break in the horizon. It just makes everything else just like, man, I really don't want to be here for real. But anyways, let's react to this. But before we do that, make sure to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Follow if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Make sure to check all the links down below. Follow them Instagrams, TikToks, all them junks. If you want to give, the giving will be down below. As well, if you want to get some merch, the merch is down below as well. Shout out Young Vagabond 224.
224 knocking at your door.
Collab tape coming soon. No, but that would be fire. That would be fire if we did that. Lane probably could make that. Anyways, it doesn't matter. So, anyways, we're gonna react to this first episode. Man, exciting times. We'll just be pausing throughout to describe different things we were thinking. If we had a terrible take in here, we'll be like, yeah, that was a terrible take.
Man.
Describe the outfit. I don't. Fun fact, actually, for if you're watching this, I wear Crocs now when we record. I do not wear regular shoes because you can't see my feet, so might as well be comfortable, so
I feel you.
Anyways, let's get it going. Wait, did you want to say anything before we start?
I'm chilling, man.
All
This
right.
is hilarious.
All right, man, here we go. This is exciting. Yeah,
Good old V right there. White V.
hey, actually, bro, real quick, I gotta because like, man, can we just admire how amazing Travis did on this logo? Travis is not in here because he had to step out. But shout out to our man behind the screen, Travis, who designed this logo. He took one of the sketches that I've been working on, and he created one of the most fire. I mean, I'm talking. This junk is. You can put it on a hoodie. You can put it on a hat. You can put it on
a wristband.
That may be a foreshadowing to something. Who knows? But. You can put it on a wristband, man. You can put it on anything, man. So this is really fire. So I just had to say shout out to Travis. He a real one for that because these are fire. I mean, this is fire, and the intro's fire too. Which shout out to Bryson for the intro, man.
Me?
Yeah, man.
Oh
Shout
my
out
God.
you. So
Thank
here,
you
all
so
right.
much.
Old pictures where we just trying to find.
But that's a Snapchat.
I don't remember. Like, I don't got any pictures. And the old Also, wait, hold up, man. We gotta say shout out real quick to Jake Santana, man.
Spitting.
Spitting on the bars, man. Has an iconic intro and outro for us, man. Everything, like we really put together like some iconic like imagery, like to start off. Like I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like we put it on, bro. Well, I mean, all glory to God, and so thankful to all the people who played a part, from Bryson to Travis. What?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the joint, bro.
Oh yeah, it's we're about to talk about this because there's a lot to unpack here. Actually, like this. First off. We are not centered, bro. The junk lopsided right here. We got the God is shining his light. it's into the
Your student ID on the
my
table.
student ID on the table. Shout out to the Frescas, man. R.I.P. to the Frescas, man. They stopped selling them.
Bro, for real, bro.
Like, that was so sad. Like, they're really gone, for real.
Then, bro, I had went to that, that barbershop event they had on campus, and bro spray painted my hairline. Like, I'll see how artificial. It looks so artificial right there, bro. I didn't realize that in the moment.
Bro, that is hilarious, man. No, so yeah, we got the God is beaming his light into the. You can't even read what that says. It says follow. It says yv.pod, but we wouldn't know there was a dot there.
Nah,
because the dots. We wrote our names, but our names
couldn't
are
even
not
see it.
visible. And oh my gosh, look, my laptop, it has less stickers on it. Like it has way more stickers now.
Mine was bare.
Bare.
And it was also a different laptop.
Shout out. R.I.P. to the old laptop.
Yeah, that i3 was getting overheated when them
could
processing
not.
them episodes.
Could not handle the heat that was coming from the Young Vagabond podcast. So I had to give it up. But shout out that's just funny. All right, anyways.
Welcome to the Young Vagabond podcast.
Yes,
man,
sir.
where we endure the journey of life together through the lens of truth.
Through the lens.
And love. Man. You got to be able to see it to believe it.
Oh my
bro.
gosh. We're finally here, man.
Episode 1. Bro.
We're literally finally here. Like it's been crazy, y'all. Like we've been putting in so much work. We've been putting in work. Freaking, we got so many other people who've been doing work. Yes. The song that y'all just heard was produced by my man Sant Darius and Jake Santana. I don't know why I said that. I said my man Sant Darius. I referred to myself in the third person. That was an odd thing to do. But
you know what I'm saying? It just make you sound cooler, bro.
Yeah, I think it was maybe the aesthetic. St. Darius is, you know how like Jarius and the Wise Men are different?
Yeah.
St. Darius and DJ are different.
Super chicken nugget and caramel macchiato.
That's my third alter ego.
I'm telling you, bro.
That's hilarious. Well, I was going to say something else. Oh, I don't know if you remember this, but I remember like right before, like when we finally sat down right before we started recording, and we just like started laughing because it was like, oh my gosh, we're like, this is really the moment. I think that was so dope. Like, and even now looking back at how far we come, I mean, we used to use like that little small audio interface.
That junk was literally about this
big.
big.
Bro, that junk was working. Had 2 microphones plugged up into a phone, and that junk put in the effort, man. It lasted till about the end of the first season.
Literally the end of the first season.
Like literally, I think Verge had to hold it together the last episode because it was not. And so to see like now we got more professional equipment. I'm looking at the equipment on the side. Y'all can't see it, but shout out to the I think it's called a Behringer U404. If y'all ever want to shop for audio interfaces,
HDMI, HTML, www.
Yeah, all the things. Yeah, right. That's good, Bryson. Ooh, all right. Sure. Check him out, bro. Wonderful dude, just like my brother for real. So Jake man, Santana. We're here, bro. We're here. Though. I'm so excited. Starting off. Great start, man. That's great. Headphones falling off, man. Like,
This man.
shoot, bro. Shoot,
Bro,
man.
what
We
is
got so many people to shout out.
This man. This man.
Man, I didn't even realize. Just awkwardly in silence. Woo, bro. That's so funny. Yeah, because since we're now, I think, way more comfortable on camera, it's way less like rigid than I guess I realized. Because them first episodes, man, we would just be there like, oh, bro, like we got to shout out freaking, like I said, Jake Santana, bro.
Yes,
We got to shout out, you know who we definitely got to shout out. We got to shout out the person who made the logo, who's been a part of this process from the beginning, bro. Like
From day
Bryson,
one.
tell them about our man Travis Willingham,
This
bro.
man, Travis, bro. Like, Travis is God sent for real. Like, you, bro, man, I can't even put it into words, bro.
He's sitting right here, like he's sitting right off camera too.
Like,
so he's
dude,
better
I'm
be
so
honest.
serious, bro. Like, Travis, you are such a blessing, bro. And like, man, like, gosh, man, it's making me tear up, dog. Like, you just you, bro. I thank God for you, man. Like, I can't even express it, bro. Just you a top tier dude, bro.
No
You a top tier dude. And I mean that with everything in me, bro. Real talk.
Man, when I tell y'all, look, Travis was with us for like 4 hours, bruh, locking in and helping us make this logo, which every person that I talked to about the logo, we put a poll out about the logo, bro. Everybody said how fire, how awesome it is. So I'm not looking at the camera right now. I'm looking straight at Travis because I really want you to know, bro, like you have made, we couldn't have gotten here without all the work that you put in, you know, you being here right now, sitting with us, you know, helping us, taking some pictures for us, doing all that stuff. Like, you're really like the third person to this podcast. This podcast would not be here without Travis. And so we just really wanted to make sure that we shout you out. Before you even get to know us, we wouldn't even be here right now, sitting here recording with all this stuff. It had not been
Keeping us
for
hydrated.
Travis.
Is it me or does the
he
camera angle kinda
freaking
make you
got
look,
us some
bigger?
Frescos, is what it's called, bro. Shout out Fresco. I think because it's like tilted slightly, so it makes me appear larger on the screen. I guess we had to do that, you know, so I could be like, yeah, my name's DJ. I'm actually, you know. Dude, shout out the 2 Jesus pieces, by the way. I forgot that.
Yeah,
Classic to the callback to the 2023 Bryson. Well, how long were you rocking the 2 Jesus pieces?
Shoot, it was for a minute, bro. I think freshman year.
Really?
Yeah, I
That's
still got them
crazy.
in my room.
Yeah.
Might have to break them back out one day.
My throwback moment, bruh. That's great, man. No,
2 Jesus pieces.
I remember that era. Frescos too, bro. Frescos is
For real.
top tier, bro. Let's got us some Frescos, bro. He didn't have to do any of that, man, but he still did it, bro. Like,
Yes, sir.
top tier dude, man. So Travis, we really love you because we would not have been here without you. And so we want to make sure we start a podcast off with that. Also, shout out goatees, bro. Because that's keeping me fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So y'all go check out goatees on Instagram as well.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah,
it
we
look
here, man.
artificial as a
Sir.
mug, dude. Like, I ain't realized that until like I'm looking back at it now. That's why I don't like barbers that use spray paint, bro. Just cut hair.
hair. That's hilarious. Now we gotta let the people know what we're about. So Bryson, come on, like, how about you explain yourself? You know,
finna
tell the people who you
stumble.
are. You know what I'm saying?
This man, yo. So I'm Bryson Reeves from Batesville, Mississippi. I go to Mississippi State University with these young, wonderful men here. You know what I'm saying? That's correct.
Mm.
Come from a nice family back home. Got 4 brothers, 3 younger, 1 older. So you can only imagine what that's like. I'm a marketing major, so you know I kind of know how
bro,
to
I
talk to people.
freestyle that. You
Okay.
feel
You
me?
know what I'm saying? Some of my passions, man. Love shoes, love kicks. I love fashion. I love basketball. If anybody, any of our followers wants to come hoop with us, hey, let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
So,
I'm just gonna let my actions speak for themselves.
I ain't gonna hold you. I had an off day this past weekend.
Yeah, man. And you know, we're here because we're passionate about Jesus.
actions
And
speak for themselves.
it would be a disservice of me, you know, not to tell you how he's worked in my life. So,
Amen.
man, just growing up in the home that I grew up in, you know, everything wasn't perfect, but God was still moving. And he's been moving in my life since I was a little kid. You know, my grandma, who's always been there for me, pushing me to grow in Christ, my mother, my dad, and even, you know, God blessed me with younger brothers who've challenged me as a leader to grow as a man and to step into my purpose, my calling as a leader in Christ. So I thank God for my family back home. I thank God for my church family. Shout out Hosanna. I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Everybody around me, my community has been such a big part into my life and playing into who I am and just feeding into me as a person. And that's why we say we want to partner with you guys, because we know the power and the importance of community. Community is top tier, and that's one of the reasons, like I said, that I'm here today. So, you've heard about me, let's hear about DJ. I'm a Detroit rapper.
What about that? Praying grandma, bro. Praying grandmas, they some top tier human beings. But anyways, like you said, my name is DJ Hardy. Darian is my real name, but only my mom calls me that. So most people know me as DJ. I'm originally from Fort Worth, Texas. Shout out Fort Worth. Shout out Texas, the best state in the South. Very, very cocky about that.
Best
Anyways,
country in America.
Yes, sir.
I have one sibling. My sister, love her very much. And my mom and my dad have an awesome family. They've been through it even when I wasn't doing the best, they were still always with me. And so I love my family. Shout out to my family.
I really
like
that
I said, grew up in Fort Worth,
Bro.
came here to Mississippi State
smooth
as well,
word, man.
computer science major freshman. Engineering supremacy, all about that, man. So, and, like a little bit kind of into the window of my testimony, because, Jesus has been a really big part of my life, is the reason I'm here today.
Yes, sir.
And that's, a little bit just about me. I grew up in a very Christian home, but my faith wasn't really real to me until about my freshman year of high school, where I went to a church camp and just really fell in love with Jesus. And even then, after going through that, when COVID hit, there was some parts of my character that still hadn't been developed, and so they really reared their ugly head. And so I walked through a really tough time of depression and just a lot of dark thoughts and just in a dark place. And at one point I was ready to walk away from my faith and I was ready to give up being a Christian just because just all the difficulties, but just thanks to the love of community, like Bryson talked about, the love of my family, even when I wasn't the best to them. They kind of just really helped me get through that season and helped me start a kind of a journey of self-growth and developing myself through Christ. And so kind of like how Bryson said, like, we're here to partner with you and we're here to basically, let you know a bit about what we know and what God has done in our lives and basically provide wisdom to you. And so first off,
Bro,
we want to come.
I forgot. We used to have notes.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, because I think that's what I'm doing. I'm scrolling to look up the notes.
We had a shared document.
Yeah, we did, bro. That is so crazy. Like we actually I don't know. I mean, once again, I think it's a testament to the growth that both me and you have had. That now we can get on the pod. And it's not like we don't prepare.
Mm-hmm.
We still prepare what we want to talk about and what we want to say. But it's organic.
Yeah.
It's organic conversation that we have now. And I think that's so much. I remember when shout out to Stuart, Stuart had listened to the first episode and we were talking about it. He was like, yeah, I just want y'all to be friends more on the pod. And I thought that was kind of like a weird thing at first because what do you mean? But looking back, I can see the progression into us becoming, oh, shoot, the light turned off. Hold up. Let me see if I can. Hey, we're having to record in a different room, so that might happen again. But anyways.
Yeah, man, it's all cool. It's all cool.
I was about to say, Stu, and just watching the growth of how we have progressed in our genuineness on the pod. Because it's not like we were playing characters, but we were, I think, a bit more guarded towards being fully who we are than we are now.
Facts. I mean, yeah, we just had to get a feel for it. Because, I mean, it's different being vulnerable, one-on-one to each other or to our friends. But to, the camera, that's a different type of feel.
Right.
So we definitely had to grow more into it. And you got anything else you want to? I mean, the one thing I was kind of just taking it in is hearing the testimonies.
Yeah.
High key, that was inspirational to me to hear that.
Literally.
Even though it's stories I know because I've lived it, you lived it. We've, walked through a lot together. We've talked through these things, right? But it's just even inspirational hearing it again. Dang, that's crazy. Oops.
Oh, I mean, it goes back to you got to sometimes remind yourself the goodness of God. And I think, I'm having a mirror season that I like the season I'm in right now of my life relates back to what I'm talking about in my testimony, where it's been a lot of, unmet expectations and dashed hopes and difficulties.
Yeah.
And it's encouraging to see, okay, God brought me through this. And I think one thing it's so cool to see is just the hope, kind of like the wonder in my eyes. I don't know if you can tell that with you. I think I can tell with both of us. I mean, there's just hope and wonder. Like, we're just so excited to see where God's going to take this. And, they're just going through this journey. There's been rough patches and difficulties through it. But I mean, I just wouldn't replace it for the world, because that same hope and wonders is what I still, every day feel. I don't feel it all the time, We're sitting trying to figure out how to, draft contracts and stuff like that. That's not the wondrous moments. But I think it's all part of it. If you'd have told me a year ago that, hey, you'd be have a YouTube channel with 250 subscribers, 600 something followers on Instagram, 60 people tuning in per week, and a clothing deal with a clothing brand, I'd have been like, stop the cap.
That's crazy, bro.
Like, when you really sit it back and like take it in, it's like, wow, God has blossomed this. And it's not like that we're some celebrities, but
you are.
The fact that like I've been in I was in the Umis, and somebody recognized me and was like, oh, you're the dude with the podcast. And I was just like, that's crazy.
That's fire.
So that's just such a blessing. So yeah. You want to add anything?
You pretty much summed it up, bro. It's like it's crazy just like looking back on it. Even like listening to all the stuff you just said, like, dang, like, really got a partnership with a whole clothing brand.
Yeah.
Like, followers grew. Like, we don't do it for the numbers, but they do matter in a sense, because it is a podcast at the end of the day, right? But it's just like crazy to see the growth.
Yeah.
Crazy to see the growth, bro.
It's wild.
Kind of unpack where the name came from, and
shoot, bro,
Young Vagabond. Young Vagabond. That's a hard name, right?
Yeah.
That's a crazy name, bro. Like, and it's just throughout this whole process, like, God been with it, because that name just came out like out of nowhere, bro. Like, like, we had Vagabond, I think, views or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we were both about to go to church, and then like we said, someone was like,
was
Young
something
Vagabond.
like that.
I was like, all right, I think I said that.
That's
I was like,
that's the
dang,
playlist.
that's
name.
hard. And then we were kind of looking for some other names, but it was like Young Vagabond hit. Because we were asking around and trying to figure out, like, hey, if we start a podcast, what would the name be? And one of my friends was like, 2 light skins and a microphone. And I was just like, okay, so this is what we doing. This is how we finna go.
Bro.
2 light skins and a microphone.
funny.
But
I
nah,
forgot
the
I
name-
said
it stems from the term vagabond evangelism, which is about basically not being stuck to one place. Because a vagabond is someone who moves from place to place and is not stuck to one location. And so vagabond evangelism is about not being stuck to one location and moving from place to place to tell people about Jesus and to love other people. And so that's kind of the...
Bruh. It looked like I was wigging out, bro. I was like, bro, that man was staring off in the distance. In deep thought in it, my boy. Got a lot on your mind on it, my boy.
attitude that we want to adopt. And then as young people and as a youth, we are kind of... Youth is not just an age factor, but it's a heart posture, and then it's a mentality. And as we kind of attain what the Bible says is childlike faith, we want to basically go throughout life with the hope and kind of the worldview of a child. Working to be the best, see the best in everyone, believing wholeheartedly in things. And that's what we're really about. And so we are young vagabonds. We're wholeheartedly believing in the mission to go out and serve other people and love other people. And so that's the whole kind of name of Young Vagabond. So like now that you know the name, you know who we are, a little bit about who we are. We'll get to dive in, hopefully, throughout the episode to who we are in better depths. But like,
we've been promoting this podcast, and people have been like, what are y'all talking about? And we just been like, here's a little pitch, and we're not going to actually reveal it to you because we want y'all to watch. So
Elevator pitch go crazy.
the elevator pitch been going wild, man. But shoot, man, start kind of let them know.
Actually, no, I don't want to say this. There's a lot of people who start creative endeavors, and I think they're one of the most beautiful things that you can do when trying to get people to buy into your creative endeavor is to create an elevator pitch. And I think that's like, if some creative is watching, have a very short explanation of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because, I can't tell you how many people have been, just hooked in to that. When somebody says, what's it about? A lot of times people will go on this whole tangent about, okay, so what we're doing is, so we're actually talking about blah, blah, and, you're trying to collect all your thoughts because you know what you're trying to do, but creativity is complex, right? And so it's difficult to simplify it. But if you can the goal isn't to give the entire podcast to a person in a conversation. You can't, because you don't want to do that anyway, because you want them to watch, And so if coming up with something that gives someone a general understanding of the podcast, it's been one of the most, I believe it's helped gravitate a lot of listeners way more than just being like, okay, here's 300, different things that we got. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's real. I even do that with the Holy Steppers. I be like, we share a quick word, we pray, and we hoop.
Yeah.
Quick 3-pointers.
Right.
Just like that.
That's what's up. Hey, y'all. Sorry, we had to do a really quick cut because we had to check something real quick, but we're back. Yeah, Bryson, get into it.
Oh, my bad, bro.
Yeah. So anyways, we can pause now. All right, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, as I introduced to y'all earlier, man, we're Young Vagabond. And here we're trying to, learn to endure the journey of life together through truth and love. So, you may ask, what is truth and love, man? I'm trying to tell you. Truth is the wisdom that we've gained through life and experience, as well as from the people around us. And love is the commitment to live a life beyond ourselves. And this is what we think leads to righteousness. And we stand by saying this. We believe it leads to leading a true life, loving both God and people.
Yeah, man. So loving both God and people. That's really what we're about. And basically, this podcast is us partnering with you guys to grow together. And so, we've kind of introduced it. We are both believers. However, we want this podcast to be something that you can enjoy, whether you're a Christian or not a Christian, because we want this podcast to be about biblical truth. Practical wisdom backed by biblical truth. And so we've walked through life. We walked through some tough things. And I don't know, from my experience, you have a different experience. But from my experience, the Bible does a pretty good job of telling you how to live a pretty good life. And so even if you're not a believer, or even if you don't really rock with the religious stuff or that whole Christianity stuff, we still think that there's something to get out of this podcast, because we've been going through life like everybody else. And even if you don't want to rock with everything, there's some pretty good stuff. There's some pretty good stuff in the Bible and walking the Christian life. And to me, it feels like the person who wrote it created life or something like that. But that might just be me. That's crazy.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I might, go out on a limb here.
A little bit of a limb, bro. But no, basically, yeah. If regardless of who you are, this is not about us preaching at you, or doing anything about that. We are walking through life together. We are both college students. He is a little bit farther down the journey of college. Bryson is than me. As I'm a freshman, he's a sophomore.
I don't know why. I was like, he is a little bit farther down college. Bryson is. I don't know, it's in case you didn't know who he was.
You had to clarify,
Just to clarify, it's Bryson.
Saying?
It's Bryson who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about somebody else. That was funny.
More, but we're both still kind of going through all this, figuring it out, and we want that. So we're not coming to you from people who know everything, but people who want to work with you and kind of share what we've been able to learn through life, and be something that everyone can get something out of. So yeah. But basically, you know, breaking that down, like what are we looking to grow into? Kind of give them those principles, you know, that we're looking into.
I got you so. Bro, that is hilarious, dude. Kinda give them those principles. We just had to build chemistry, bro.
No, I mean that's what it is. 'Cause I mean, that's what I was about to say. It's once again going back, like looking at a year, and seeing how like I think we have figured out each other's cues, right? Like when I'm setting you up to talk and when you're setting me up to talk.
Yeah.
And it's a lot less of me finishing a point and then looking at you and you're kind of like, oh,
I'm supposed to talk.
like, and vice versa.
It's my turn.
Yeah. And be like, so you should you know. Like I mean, I really can't think of a time. I know at least this season, and I don't really think that much last season where a moment like that happened. And you know, of course, now we have guests who are usually pretty eager to talk, which helps fill in the void. But even in our episodes, like the love episode, which I haven't listened to it fully, but I don't think there's a moment like that in there.
Nah, not that I can think of.
And I think that's like, once again, it's just cool to see how far we've grown.
Yeah.
Just even in our chemistry with each other. Because it's not like we were close. Like we've been best friends to start this process and finish, but figuring out how to still capture that while just being on camera. So, yeah.
So can you press play?
Can you
Thank you.
all right.
Me and DJ, you know, we came together and we've fasted numerous times before we even set foot to start this podcast. And we felt like God gave us these 7 principles to stand upon as we,
we
you know,
do it numerous
talk to you guys
times?
and connect. And we came up with
You
grace.
once,
and
right?
mercy. Dang! I capped out.
I don't think.
Oh,
It's like
man.
numerous. I'm like,
Dang.
I was like,
Dang. Well, this
I
is
think
one
we
of
was-
those moments, you know, Spider-Man Miles Morales when he had to apologize for like endorsing baby powder.
oh yeah.
I was wrong. I
Yeah.
apologize. Young
yeah.
Vagabond. I apologize.
Oopsies. That's funny. I was like, numerous.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Love and kindness, truth and wisdom, and the overarching theme is righteousness. So mercy comes from, you know, forgiveness and withholding punishment, and we tie that with grace. And then kindness is selflessness or compassion, and we tie that with love. And then truth,
A lot of
that's
definitions.
what God is. You know, it's in accord. It's It's a in lecture. accord with fact. It's also, you know, doing and being in God's will, consistent with Him in an obedient manner, and that's where the wisdom comes in. And we see in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 6, that these principles bring favor with God and man. So
look how
that's
you
why we
looking.
wanted to talk to you guys about how we walk through these things and how we
engaged.
establish the podcast with these things.
Shoot, man, he brought up
hanging
the
on
fast,
every
bro.
word.
Let me tell you, bro,
corrected
brother
me, bro.
was,
You see,
ooh,
he
brother
brought up
was
the
not
fast,
finna
the
make it.
fast. Not one of the fasts. The
For those who
fast.
don't know what a fast is, it's basically abstaining from food for a period
Thank you,
of
my
time for
brother.
spiritual purposes. And so some people do it with a fast social media. I did that for 40 days before hopping back on. Sometimes it's, you know, what biblically it is, it's food, but it can be, you know, whatever thing that you feel like has been laid on your spirit to basically give up for a period of time to focus on your spirit and God. And so we did one right before the podcast, like yesterday, and shoot, I had decided to fast music beforehand, so I hadn't listened to music
Oh,
in
it
a
was
week,
too.
except for like a couple worship songs here and there.
It was too, because you
Oh.
know we did like the solo joints, and then we did the one we didn't eat.
I mean, I take. Wait.
Cause you remember we had like that big life group with the Pizza Hut, and you was like, "Bro, I'm so hungry, bro."
Don't.
It's
I
okay.
thought that was the same night because I thought Monday we had the alumni delegates interest meeting, and then later that night we had that.
Yeah.
Was that not the same night? Because we recorded this on a Tuesday,
Yeah,
so that was the day before.
but
and
I'm
then
saying
what's the other
like,
fast?
the week before we had like kind of hopped off of like socials. And all of this
Oh,
stuff.
okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I don't know.
that I guess if you want to count those as two, Yeah, because I guess we picked up a second fast the day of.
I mean,
So you were
sure.
right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Too fast. Right. That means I was wrong, right? Because I just said brought up the fast.
No, I'm just messing with you.
I wasn't doing that. I took off social media the same day as well as fasting. So my dopamine levels were like next to none.
Brother was starving.
Dude, I was starving. Let me tell y'all, bro,
Emphasize the message.
Then I went and took a nap, and so then I took the last piece of like dopamine that I was receiving from talking to other people because I was like in my room by myself. I woke up from that nap. I felt like death. And we had to be like at a meeting.
Bro, I'm sitting in the alumni delegates interest meeting. Which shout out, that's crazy. I wasn't even a delegate yet, so shout out to my alumni delegates fam. But I remember we're sitting at the interest meeting. I was just like. Talking like I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to do anything. I was just like, I'm hungry, I'm tired, and I'm just like I'm spaced out. Like so that was not a good day. But I mean, it was a good day, but that was not a good moment. I was just like, cause I remember getting up from that nap. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Like I have no idea how I'm gonna make it to this meeting because I do not feel well at all.
Hey, bro, that pizza was hidden, though.
Bro, that was the best. It was just some normal. It was like Papa John's.
It was Domino's.
Domino's. I do like Domino's. I think, what's your favorite pizza?
Domino's.
I'm a Papa John's guy.
Eh,
I feel like Papa. I don't know. I like the crust.
they
But
close.
Domino's is
They're
good.
close.
They're first, though.
All right. Okay.
Let us know in the comments what's your favorite pizza brand.
Interest meeting for an organization we're both like looking into being in, and it was just like Bryson knows, bro. I was over here like just down. Like I'm talking my head down, bro. I did not want to speak to nobody. Like I was.
One more thing. Shout out to my grandma, too, actually, because I'm going somewhere with this, but she watched the first episode, and I think she just heard I didn't eat. So then she was like, I need to send my baby some money so that he can eat. And she sent me $50. So shout out to my grandma. Love you, Grandma Hardy. Appreciate that. Like I was like, hey, I mean, thanks. You know, like
There's so many different ways I could like make a joke right now.
shout out to my grandma for real.
That's dope.
I know, bro.
I'm finna do it. You see, when I brought up the principles and it said it brings favor with God and man,
You better preach.
and you lived by those principles, not only did you get the podcast,
Well,
but you got the money too.
yeah. Shout out to
grandma.
shout out
bro.
to grandma for real, bro. Because
Such a sweet lady.
which low key, I am in college, so I definitely need them $50. Like
Nah,
for
for
real.
real.
So like I was like,
Hey,
you want to send them my way?
you can make 50 feel like 500 in
50
college.
feel like you just won the lottery, bro.
For real.
Oh my gosh, man! 'Cause I just got a $50 refund for this convention I'm going to because I overpaid. When I got that Cashapp, I about fell up on the floor.
Nah,
bro.
I already
was
know
like,
it, bro.
Thank you, Jesus. Anyways, I just had to. That's a funny story. I just remember that.
I was down bad. I was down bad.
Look, shout out to all your Texas friends. Because look, bro, this kid, bro, I'm talking about DJ went from yeah to like, I'm like, bro, we gonna make it. It's all right.
Right. I was like, Bryson, I'm not finna do. I'm finna.
That wasn't funny.
Somebody at the Domino's. It turned.
He tried, though.
I was trying to figure out the shout out to Texas friends.
There's no
like,
correlation.
connection. Like, what was the correlation? I was
No
like, hey,
correlation.
I don't know. You know, I gotta.
He tried, though, you know.
Hilarious,
Turns out the Domino's was actually for us, but I didn't know that at the time. And I was like, Bryson, I'm finna attack this Domino's worker, but he finna like
sure
just
did
face
have-
punishment because I'm starving.
sure it's
Like,
the
and
same
I'm
day.
just ready, bro. I was ready, man. It was looking good, but hey, God got us through it. Because shoot, man, what I tell you, bro, like it wasn't good. It was.
R.I.P. to the joint life.
It was
groups,
good,
man.
but it wasn't good. At the
For
same
real.
time,
Be
you know what I'm
lit.
saying?
Yeah, so now that you know our hearts, you know, if this sounds Quick like pivot. a journey that you want to be a part
Hmm?
I'm just saying quick
Oh yeah.
pivot,
He's like, yeah. Anyways, Now that
What up, man? Switched up or you the just are intentional
them notes,
about
man.
growing as a person, we encourage y'all to tune in.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like all of us.
Tell it.
Well, I hope all of us are who are watching this podcast are looking to grow in some area, whether it's growing your physical health, grow emotionally.
Hey, this is completely unrelated. I just saw a person walking by with no shoes or socks on, and I just had to comment on it. I just did. Like, why? Like, why are you doing that? Like, you don't know what be going on these floors. Like, and you gonna put your bare feet on these floors? Like, I barely walk in my own room without socks on. Like, the only time I do that is if I forgot something in the shower and I just gotta real quickly scurry to go grab it. That's the only time I am not wearing socks.
Yep.
How can you? I'm sorry, but I be seeing people come down to the first floor of the lobby in my building, which isn't even carpet. It's hardwood floors. Not wood. It's hard concrete floors. And they be walking on it with their bare feet, bro. That's not, you're getting dirt and dust all over your feet. There may be breadcrumbs and little snacks, and you could step in something sticky, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I gotta speak on it, bro. Because Kawhi, why are you doing that? I'm sorry. What?
Grow spiritually, grow emotionally, whatever that looks like. You're looking to grow in something. And like I said, we don't have all the answers, but what we do have,
why are you doing that?
you know, we want to provide to you and share. And, you know, hopefully you can provide some wisdom to us. Our hope is to eventually have some other people on the podcast as well.
Dude.
And, you know, you can hear some of their
little
wisdom
DJ.
as we kind of dive deep and kind of ask some questions. And so, yeah, we just want to, you know, like I said, it's a partnership. It's not us talking to you. It's not us preaching sermons to you. It's us doing life. And, you know, that can be life in whatever area. Sometimes we'll talk about really deep things like relationship and sex and stuff like that. Or we might just spend an hour and a half, or not hour and a half. Ooh.
We have
like a good 45 minutes talking about things like oh, sorry. There's some people we know. They
shout out to the fans. We had fans
Bro,
for
that
the
was
first
crazy.
episode.
We did. Yeah, we good.
Yeah,
bro.
so
Hey,
we
gonna
got
keep that in.
fans. You know what I'm
We gonna
saying?
keep
Yeah,
that
we're gonna
in.
keep that in. We got some fans outside. They was being wild. Anyways, what's some? Oh yeah, sometimes we'll just talk about music or I don't know, sports, and
We had not.
that's the conversation because that's living life, and those are things that happen in life. So,
Yes, sir.
anyways, Bryson, what do you want to get out of this podcast? Because you know we've kind of told them
Don't
about
tell
who
me
we
I
are
got
and
news
stuff
for
like
that
that.
too,
But what are you hoping to get out of this podcast?
Looking down.
Me personally,
Okay.
man, I'm just trying to use my voice as an instrument to serve the Lord, serve the people, and also not only like, you know, give out wisdom, but just grow and learn. Because I love hearing about other people's experiences, love learning from other people. So I feel like this is a good platform to open up, you know, for conversations that needed to be happening. You know what I'm saying? That needed to happen.
I've been staring at you, bro.
Needed
I-
to be happy. Yeah, bro. What are you hoping to get out the pod, bro?
Man, I mean, it's just kind of like you. I mean, like I've just walked through life, and I've walked through some tough stuff.
I've walked through
like,
life,
just,
man.
You know, like I
Tell
kind of.
you.
We live in a society. And I've walked through it. He knows. This guy knows.
I'm telling you.
He's walked through it. He lives in this society.
Said it a little bit. Just some real bad depression, and like it was tough. It was some dark days, like where I just was not content. I didn't even really want to live. And you know, God pulled me out of that, and you know, I had to work on myself, and it was tough. And
I don't, are
but
you watching my
it was
eyes? I'm
worth
watching.
it
I'm not even listening to what I'm saying, but like, I'm just watching my eyes, bro. They're like, I do not know what I'm looking at.
because had I not worked on myself, I would have stayed in a comfortable place, but in a very, very dark place. And from you know working on myself and God bringing me through that, it's allowed me to gain a lot
You
of.
know what I'm saying? You gotta do what
wisdom.
you gotta do, bro.
And, you
Never
know,
let 'em
like
know
I
your
said,
next
I don't know
move.
everything at all. I will very humbly tell you that like I have no idea what I'm doing most of the time, but that's okay.
We still don't.
Facts.
Yeah, most of us
Still
have
no
no idea what we're doing, but what we do know, we want to share. And I want this to be an avenue to basically, you know, talk about what I've learned and stuff like that, because you know that's important.
Best
I don't want to keep it all to myself. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff we got to share.
Hey, what good is knowledge if we don't share, bro?
Dang, bro. That's cool. We're going to clip that. That's a clip right there.
Shout out to the clips.
So, I hear your hopes.
Shout
man,
out to
but,
Opus
like,
too,
why
bro,
start
because
the
Opus is a
podcast?
lifesaver,
That's
man.
That's a good point, man.
Well,
Well,
shoot,
shoot.
pain trying to get them clips
Look.
out.
Boy,
We got to tell them the story. You know what I'm saying? The story of how this all came
Boy,
together, man.
story.
Because the story, it's
Oh, I
it's
think
a
how
wild
the
story,
podcast
bro.
happened.
Like it started out like what was that?
No, how the
One of our
friendship
friends
happened.
was like, "Y'all should start a
No, the
podcast or something
podcast.
like that." What did they say? I forget.
yeah, Dev Duncan
Yeah,
goatees.
goatees. Check it out on Instagram, please.
Sir. But it's man, he heard me and DJ just goofing around and talking one day. He was like, "Yeah, y'all should start a podcast." And then me and DJ were like, "Hey, we should start a podcast." We were just joking, and lo and behold, like here we are.
Here we are. You know.
I'm glad I'm more comfortable now, bro.
I thought it was gonna be a story.
Cause like I don't know what's going on with bro, but he, give him grace, But,
Amen.
but I don't know what's going on with bro, man.
I was like excited for the story.
But I mean that was the story though, bro.
I guess I shouldn't have hyped it up too much, bro. I don't know what I was talking about. Cause I was like, what story am I? Like, I don't even remember. But he's like,
Told
hey.
that Johnny under 1 minute.
It's like, this is a story, bro. Y'all want to hear this. So basically, we started a podcast.
Indeed.
Somebody said, start a podcast, and guess what we did? We started a podcast.
Skipped all the middle steps.
Hey, bro.
Like soon as they said it, we just put it in motion.
Just
like
put
that.
it in motion.
I'm talking about like
Day later.
he just said that right before we filmed.
Actually, yeah,
And
we just
then
like bet
we just happened
grab
to have
the
all
equipment.
the equipment.
and just get up there.
Yeah.
Start talking.
That's
That's
how it
why
works.
it's lopsided.
Yeah.
Cause we were rushed.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. Man, I remember. Shout out my friend Cameron, not Cameron Land. I just gotta specify that because I have 2 Camerons who listen. Actually, probably like 3, probably 4 Camerons who may listen to an episode. Anyways, so shout out Cameron Land. He texted me and he was like, "Great episode. Here's all the things you did wrong." I was like, "Thanks, Cam." This is one of the things he commented on. He was like, that light right there, that beam of sunshine into the he's like, "Don't do that again." I was like, "Thanks, Cam." So
Bro, we gotta
never
bring it
did.
back.
Yeah. Whenever we put both of the ring lights, just have them on one 4 ring lights concentrated on one singular spot.
We gotta make it happen.
Where we can't even be seen. Like it's just the light, right? It's just the light of heaven. Turn the exposure all the way up.
It is, man.
Sips. I had to get, a good sip of the Fresca. Like I said, shout out Fresca. You was joking about getting sponsored, but I'm trying to get sponsored for real, man. I got to pay off this college tuition.
They got turned
You
into
know?
a clip.
You got the strawberry, I got the mango flavor. Like this is my first time with the mango. Shout out Travis again because he got the mango flavor. And
Travis is that guy. We stand on that.
let me tell you, this junk good. I have no idea how this sounds on the mic. By the way, like this could be like ASMR level close.
Yeah, it was.
I did not take a step back. And then all the people who are not watching a video and are just listening are just like, what is going on right now? So yeah, but yeah. What was I about to say? Oh yeah,
Why you start the pod, bro?
right, yeah. Kind of why did I want to start the podcast? Going back to it, just I wanted this to be an avenue where I could share my life experiences and hopefully people could get some wisdom.
Man, we are
out
not
of
doing
everything
so hot
that
right
I've learned and that God has taught me. And so that's really what was important to me. And also shout out Tim Ross, Rush, because Tim Ross, if y'all like, what we're doing, check out Tim Ross, bro. Because Tim Ross is just dope.
Timmy.
I mean,
That guy.
I forget what you said, but he's basically just a trailblazer for being transparent
And
just-
vulnerability, man.
yeah.
He champions that.
absolutely champions it. And I know for me, y'all finna get to know me really well because I'm an open
Really
book.
well.
I'm finna just share.
Not just well, but really well.
You why did I say that? Y'all finna get to know me
Really well.
really well. Actually, I think it's interesting. So, because when I originally, my thought process when we were starting the pod was just share everything with like just no regard to privacy.
Yeah.
And I think it's so interesting. I talk about it actually on the 3rd episode when we talk about accountability and vulnerability, where I talk about the transition I have to like realizing that not everybody is entitled to knowing everything about you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I know. And so it's crazy. Like there is actually wisdom and discretion that you should and need to use when being vulnerable. And that quote that I think we said it on that episode of pod, that it doesn't have to be everybody, but it does need to be somebody.
Yeah.
And so that's not how I was thinking on this first episode. And so thank God that got changed real quick, because I probably would have been, I probably said something that would have been like, I mean, I'd be saying some crazy stuff, but I would have said some stuff. I'd been like, okay, that's TMI, DJ. I did not need to know that. So
Yeah, no, I feel you. I was like the complete opposite. I was like, I don't know what to share, because I was kind of like more guarded.
yeah,
That's why I thank God, like, for maturity
yeah,
and like time, because like, being able to be vulnerable with wisdom,
Yeah.
like you said. Because like me, when you said that, I was like, this man talking about being vulnerable. Like, I'm finna hit y'all with the most surface level stuff ever. I mean, I wasn't thinking that, but it was
Yeah.
like unconsciously.
Right.
It was like decisions being made to like go down that route.
Yeah.
But thank God that we didn't.
yeah. Dude, that's what's up, man. Shout out maturity. Like, I'm just gonna tell y'all everything I didn't walk through, because
Everything.
it's what I didn't want. Like, what's the point of keeping it secret? Like, you know what I'm saying? What did you say? What good is knowledge if it's
What good is knowledge if you don't share?
dang, bro? He said it in that voice too. Bro.
What good is knowledge if you don't share? That's my DJ voice.
What good is knowledge if you? I can't do it like
You
I
can't
haven't-
do
I
it.
haven't learned the voice yet.
You can't fake
No,
it
but
because it's
seriously,
your
shout
real
out Tim
voice.
Ross, because like vulnerability is going to be, I think, a huge thing about this podcast.
Yes.
Because like I said, like we walked through some tough things in life, and it's kind of a weird thing in our culture that we just kind of like want to put everything that's like great that's going on in our lives, but like that's not real. You know what I'm saying? And I'm guilty of it too.
on the
Like
wall.
I can post all the pretty pictures of me looking like a beautiful light skin, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not like, sometimes I don't have bad days. Sometimes I sit and cry in my room because some things aren't going well. And, like most people don't put that on there. Or if you do put it on there, then everyone kind of assumes that, you're trying to be a pick-me. But like, that's real life. Like everybody walks through those moments. And like, we want to be able to tackle those issues of like vulnerability. And like we just came from another meeting where we were talking about toxic masculinity. And like we want to be kind of
The barbershop.
a counterculture, if you will,
We're
because I
both
mean, like,
cut my
culture is
eyes.
something that's
cut my eyebrow.
me and Bryson, we've kind of had like conversations about that. Like, culture is probably
Glad
my
the camera
biggest
didn't pick
passion,
that up.
Impacting the culture. We do
Picked up
politics,
their
you can do
hairline,
all the
bro.
other stuff, but if you don't have the culture, you don't have
Sound
people's
so
hearts.
fake, bro.
I think the exposure is also like way too high because we didn't know what we were doing when we first recorded the first episode. That's why one of the reasons why the light is so like bright.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if you can tell, we look way lighter on screen than I think we are like normally. I mean, I get it. It was probably like it was March, so it was like still kind of wintry. But I mean, like we are glowing, kind of like on
Hey.
the screen.
The skin hidden.
Oh, hey, I'd rather have good skin than bad skin. You know what I'm saying? But still, it's like I think I turned the
And you can't
exposure
really
down
change
now.
anything. And so we're about like heart
I
change
feel
and
you.
stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's important. What do you think? You know what I'm saying?
Man, if you want to build a team, you want to build a culture, a business, if you want to build a team, a business, you got to have a culture. And man, if you don't have community, like that culture of community, then like, nothing will go forward. It says in like Psalms, I think it's like 16 or something like that. Y'all don't quote me on that, but it's somewhere in Psalms that talks about if the foundations
Somewhere in there.
how can the righteous move forward. And
It's either 16 or
if you
11.
don't have the right culture, the right foundation, how can you progress in this life? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I mean that's what we took a lot of intentionality. That's another thing that's really big. But we took a lot of intentionality in establishing a culture from the beginning. I mean, there's a reason that like we have 7 principles: the grace and mercy, love and kindness, truth and wisdom leading to righteousness. And that's because we're gonna have moments where everything's going great in our lives, or we're really about the pod. And then we're gonna have moments of weakness where we're ready to either like give into a popular opinion or do something, go like chase after something like money. But these principles keep us established to the culture, because it's not about us. You know what I'm saying? It's about you guys, exactly. And it's about serving the Lord. Because I mean, that's the two like biggest principles. I mean, like the two biggest commandments that's given in the Bible is that Jesus talks about that, loving God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind, and loving others above yourself. Yeah. And so we want to create a culture of that and always keep it not about us, but about other people. You want to say something to that? It sounded like you were about to like interject.
Oh no, bro! I'm just listening to you.
Oh.
I'm letting them cook.
Let them cook. Let them cook.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but I mean that's big, and like intentionality is a big thing. Now I said that you should talk about intentionality and stuff.
Intentionality, man.
I was gonna say before they move on, I think another thing that's important. Can you stand up?
Already.
Oh, appreciate it. Shout out to Time Delights. Yeah. That like is I think helpful for anyone who's looking to start creating or doing something in that field and realm is setting a foundation, right? It's really tempting to like just start something, which you don't want to paralyze yourself where you are constantly doing an analysis of every possible thing in every possible situation that you don't start. But there is a balance between it's really when you have all that eagerness, it's really tempting to just be like, okay, let's just go for it. Let's go for it. Let me just use my iPhone and start recording. Mm-hmm. But if you don't have a vision and a foundation behind what you're going to do, when people start trying to pull out that foundation or trying to tell you what to do and how to do it, if you don't have that foundation, what you are building can quickly fall apart. And so, I don't know, I just thought that would be useful for somebody.
It's full of use.
It is.
Best believe it is.
That is what, dude, useful is too. Let's put that together.
Mm-hmm.
That's so good. That's so good.
And shout out Verge. You know what I'm saying?
It's the GOAT.
Verge
First
says
guest.
He's the champion of the word intentionality. And
Truly is.
I agree with him because being intentional is such a big thing. I take it like this analogy. I would rather you do something for 4 hours one day, work hard at it, than give me complete mediocrity 30 minutes a day. Because, I think people tend to value the action of, I'm doing this, that, and the third.
I think I kind of biffed it, bro.
I get where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
But I think like if you were to switch, like I'd rather you give me like 30 minutes a day of like hard work versus 4 hours of mediocrity.
Yeah.
That would have probably like fit.
Yeah.
But I was like, it was still good. It's still good for,
Yeah, I biffed it. But it's okay.
Hey, man. But what's important is the message, not the words.
Indeed. Hey, Stewart knew what I meant.
Hey, that's all that matters.
Actually, like putting forth the effort to be
Shout out,
intentional, be
Stu.
purposeful
Shout out to the
for what they're doing, and that's what we're trying to do, man. Just trying
Ron
to be purposeful
James
with
with
the
Chi Alpha.
words that we say, the way we interact with people, the way we interact with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I mean like
Bro, I say I'm
talked
saying
about
so
it.
much.
Once again
You know
at
what I'm
this
saying?
event that we were just at,
That
like you can
and you
talk all
feel
day.
me.
Like talking is so easy.
say shout out.
And that used to be one of the biggest things that would frustrate me about teenagers because like I started like a political
think we both
organization
say you know what
in
I'm
my
saying a lot
in my
in the first
youth.
season.
I think I still say it a lot,
Even
though.
though I'm like only like a
Oh, no, I don't-
not
I
even a
haven't
full
heard
year
it.
removed
I
from
definitely say it a
being
lot
an
on
adult.
here,
I
though.
mean from becoming an adult. But anyways, I started this like political organization like 16 and shout out to all the
Conversations
wonderful
on
people
Injustice.
who worked on it. We had a bunch of awesome people, but we also had a lot of fickle people because talking is a wonderful thing. People love to talk. People love to get angry and do all the
Locked
things.
in.
But when it comes down to action,
My flesh is definitely getting in the way.
Why you say that?
I think I'm definitely like saying like some people just how like people when they be praying and they're like talking about somebody and they're just like it's like okay bro like pipe down like I think I definitely was. I definitely was not talking out of the spirit in that moment. I think I was definitely talking about somebody in
Lord,
specific.
we just pray for Sister Carol. You know, she has a loud mouth on her. You know, she's always talking about somebody, and you know, she doesn't smell too good. You know, her enchiladas when she cooked them weren't the best. and she needs help.
Bless him, Lord. Bless him. Just bless her, Lord. Let her enchiladas be better. Just bring the taste out of them, please, Lord. We're asking. So I think I'm definitely doing that. There is someone I'm definitely talking about. I don't know who now because it's a year removed, but I think I'm definitely like letting my foot. I mean, like I think I'm gonna say something good, but some people just like to talk, and they just need to actually be about it.
Action is uncomfortable, and anytime that you got to do something that's uncomfortable, you are a lot less likely to do it, and it requires that intentionality because you can talk about building culture, you can talk about the podcast you're going to start, you can talk about the habit that you're going to do, you can talk about the bad habit that you're going to break, you can talk about all of that, but if you're not intentionally taking steps every day to make that happen, then nothing's going to happen. And you know, like you put it best with like, you can have 40 years experience in 1 year, or you can have 40 years of 1 year of experience. What? Hold up.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking. Bro, spitting. I'm talking about spitting.
He thought he ate, bro.
Spitting.
I said, yeah. You know, like, what? I think what? Let's see. Let's see if I can do it now. You can either have 1 year of experience 40 times or 40 years of experience in 1 year. I think that's what I was trying to communicate, but I didn't. So we redeemed ourselves.
It's okay.
You can have 1 year experience 40 times. So basically what I'm saying, like you can do something for 40 years and not get any better at it because you're not being intentional about growing in it. Yeah. Or you can be super intentional about growing on something and you can skyrocket like exponentially. Yeah. Yeah. Because I remember like, I have this example, like I used to work at Whataburger. Also shout out Whataburger, bro. We're just shouting out everybody, name dropping, you know what I'm saying?
Still to this day.
But yeah, I used to work at Whataburger and I was doing the training videos and then they were like, oh yeah, we don't have the laptop anymore. So here's a hat and just go for it. You know what I'm saying?
They did.
And I was baptized with fire. I'm talking like thrown into it. And it wasn't even like a chill day. Like it was a very, very busy day. And they put me in the front counter. They put me in the front counter. And so that entire day, I was just figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? And I had to be super intentional about everything because people were going to be yelling at me about their Whataburger and how their French fries are cold. And I got their onion rings wrong or whatever. Because if I wasn't intentional about learning how to do that job, it wasn't going to go well. And I could say like I became like I think I became a really good employee after a few months. I have no idea if I actually was, but I thought I was a really good employee after like a couple months, and that's because I was just thrown into it. And when you're thrown into something, sometimes it works out, and it did because I had to be intentional about learning. And I had another friend. She was also exact same experience, and we ended up both being really good Whataburger employees.
We were. Shout out Rebecca.
And so that's why
99 overall
is so important.
patty slappers.
Did you like type something on your computer?
Yeah,
you finna read something?
Oh, you was just talking about how we can talk all day, and it says in Proverbs 10:19, man, too much talk leads to sin. Be sensible and keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, that's good. This is like I forget. It's either in Proverbs or Ecclesiastes, but it talks about like fools need to babble, and if you can be a man of action or you can be a man of words, but like what's going to mean more to other people. I think the reason a lot of people, you can have influence a lot of people when you're a man of leading by example, because leading by words is not going to do anything. You know that phrase, "Do as I say, not as I do." Yeah. That is some bad advice and it's bad leadership. Like you cannot be a good leader if you're not actively doing the things that you are talking about. Exactly. You wanting other people to do because you're the example. Like, and if you're not the example, who is going to be the example? And then if someone else becomes the example, why should they listen to you and not the person who's become the example? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Dang, that was kind of.
You know what I'm saying?
Preaching.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Two, you know what I'm saying at the same time.
This buddy preaching.
Hey,
Preach.
praise God. You know, I actually, you know, because we're in Talk Fun and Games, like jabbing and joking at ourselves. But I think I remember after the first episode talking to my mom about it, and she talked about how this section in particular really spoke to her, even in her. There's like a moment that she talked about where she was teaching my sister how to drive, and she had done something, some sort of like, I don't know, like did a rolling stop or checking her phone. I don't know, something that is not safe to do on the road. My mom's a good driver. Just want to preface that. But and she was like, "Now don't you do this, Jayla." And at that moment, she said what I had said convicted her about that, because it was like, how can you expect anyone to do what you're asking them to do if you're not doing it yourself?
Yeah.
And so I say that to say, even though we got a lopsided camera, we got the radiance of the glory of God shining into that whiteboard. We're awkward on camera, and doing my ideas sitting on the table. Even despite all of that, God still spoke through both of us and ministered, at least to my mother, if nobody else. And so I think it's important to remind ourselves that, yes, do we want to steward our abilities, whether it be through speaking, through editing, through whatever, to produce quality content. Don't let that become so much of the focus that you forget the power of God that is within the work that you're doing.
No, that's facts, bro. I mean, a lot of people don't even know that we record off a phone.
Yeah.
And like,
Still.
we started off of my old phone,
Yeah.
So like, hey, bro.
God. I mean, I remember after we did the second episode, I was just beating myself up with all the things that I'd missaid, or if I hadn't communicated in something in a way that I would hoped to. And I remember the Lord literally just being like, "This is not about you. Yeah, this is this is our podcast, but it's not about us."
Yeah.
Right? Because one, it's about the people that we're speaking to, and then two, it's about God. Right? Like, He's just using us as a vessel to communicate what He wants to communicate to His people. And so we get to play a part of that and bring wisdom to, both believers and non-believers in that. But don't get it twisted. This isn't about us. And I think, man, the episode that'll be out over spring break, the one with Destiny, shout out Destiny. We talk a lot about humility and not taking ourselves or the situations too seriously, right? Like looking back at everything and being like, at the end of the day, this is not this is not the be all end all. And it sounds degrading, but I'm not that important, right?
Yeah.
So I'm, even in what God wants to do through this, I'm not that important that I can mess it up. So why do I think I'm that important that I can mess it up?
Yeah.
So
that's good,
powerful.
bro. That is powerful.
No.
That's a good frame.
Okay.
We were both smiling, looking
Coming
handsome.
with the heat.
Yeah,
first
shoot.
episode.
Very good frame.
I didn't even know. I have no idea how long this video is either. So hopefully
wasn't
this
that
is
long.
this is a good amount. But shoot, man. No, I mean, this is hopefully the heat that we could provide for you every single episode. And so shoot, you got anything that you want to close out with?
Man. Not much, bro. I'm just thankful, bro.
Yeah, that's actually good. Actually, thank you for reminding me. Thank you. I mean, we've already thanked some people. We want to thank them again. Once again, thank you, Travis, bro.
Yes, sir.
I want to look you in your eye and tell you how much you mean to both of us, how much of an impact you made. I want to look into this camera, and even if you're not watching on a YouTube video, I want to look into this camera and say thank you to all the people who are tuning in. Me and Bryson, we made a pact. Another thing that we got from Tim Ross, actually, because Tim Ross is the GOAT. The GOAT. Is to basically, we're not checking the metrics for the first month. And this episode is dropping March 2nd. It's currently like February 21st on the first episode.
Recording
Like I
this
said,
on
you're
March
watching,
5th.
so you know. It comes out March 2nd. And so for the entire month of March, we will not be checking metrics. We posted like an Instagram reel like what, a week ago now, or almost a week ago. And we have no idea how many likes it has. We do know how many
That
followers we have
rollout
just
was
because it's
crazy.
right.
Hey, one thing we did that year, that I think that whole semester with the
The
panel discussion
Bro.
and this, bro, like the rollouts were crisp, bro. Those were some crisp rollouts. I ain't gonna lie.
Could have dropped the album.
Really
for real.
could have. I mean, like, and shout out to everybody who worked with us for the panel discussion. Kobe with the Behind the Mask podcast, Jaden with General Thoughts, Wise Man, Jarius. It was such an awesome experience. But yeah, man. I mean, that was, we did some good rollouts, man.
Mhm.
Like creating a spectacle behind what we're doing to generate interest. So that was cool.
Yeah.
That was
Facts.
right there. But like we won't be checking because we want to be as authentic and intentional about what we talk about as possible, and not be let views and kind of those physical, like, unimportant things get in the way of recording it. But I say all that to say that, like, thank you guys for all of the support that you've given us. We do have like over like 260 something followers or something like that.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that, following our account. And that's less than a week, because this is recorded on Tuesday. The account was created like on Thursday. And it's already got that many people. And that, we thank y'all, we thank God, because the favor that y'all have shown us and the favor that the Lord has shown us is like just crazy. And so I wanted to say thank you. And, Bryson, you want to continue?
Man, shout out to all the followers, all the people that just, been here supporting us, upholding us. Man, y'all are blessings, truthfully. Y'all empower us to, just keep going, man. And we couldn't thank y'all enough. Thank y'all for partnering with us on this journey, and we're excited to see where it goes.
Very excited to see where it goes. Thank you for all the people who... I know some people are gonna they're gonna hear this podcast and they're never gonna watch a video, and
Crazy take coming.
They don't know who I am and they don't know who you are, and they just randomly checked it out, and they're gonna think I'm like 6'2", and like dark skin, but like they're gonna find this like really
5'8" light skin. I don't think Bryson you like that.
but we out here.
Put the hand over the face,
But,
bro.
anyways, yeah,
It's not
thank you to
hard
all
to
the
put that
people who reshared too. You know what I'm saying? Like
Look
all the
that
people
trash.
who did that.
Who is
we really
actually 6'2" light skin.
we really
Shout out
appreciate
to
it.
him.
And we are excited to start this journey, continue this journey. I think we're doing episodes every other week, correct?
Yeah.
Every other week,
Yeah,
until we get out of school.
Double yeah.
We'll take a break and then we'll come back. At least that is the plan. That's the plan. Yeah. Yeah. Show him your muscles again. The
know
people on
what I'm
that. Shoot, he be lifting weights.
Hey, man, I just go to school.
didn't.
But we will.
They not ready for that.
He be lifting weights.
Hey, man,
Bro,
I
they
just
not
go to
ready
school
for
here.
that.
But we will let you know if anything changes.
But yeah, we will definitely let y'all know. Follow yv.podcast on Instagram, and that's Y as in Young,
It's so
V as in
bright.
Vagabond .podcast.
Gosh.
Yeah. Tune into that because that's where we're gonna be. The avenue for most of our information. That's where our link tree is to be able to access it and watch it and stuff like that. And so, yeah, check that out. Continue to follow us. We're excited to do all of this, man, and thanks for tuning in.
Yes, sir. Y'all be blessed.
Y'all be blessed.
We hadn't started it yet.
Yeah, I need a bag.
Come on, say
say?
I need a bag and got it on replay. But they talk about he say, she say. Probably gonna slide it in the freeway. I need a bag and it blow out.
Oh shoot!
Oh my goodness, DJ, what did you just do?
Man, bro, that's so crazy, bro.
But yeah, I didn't start this till like, I think episode 3. And I
Really?
was workshopping it like mid saying it, bro.
Hey, and now it's iconic.
You know what I'm saying?
Iconic saying that. I mean, it's so. I mean, that's just so cool to see how the culture of our pod has developed, like the community that's developed around it. Oh yeah, the people outside. I don't know what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to them though. Shout out to the random. I guess they're doing a TikTok dance. I don't know. Anyways, but the community that's developed around it, the traditions that's developed around it. I mean, I think that's all just so cool. And I mean, like I said, we have no idea like is that all that God's about to do throughout this podcast.
Yeah.
Just in that, just being like, we're excited to see where it goes. And now looking back, like literally a year later, like, yeah, this is how it went. And
For real.
pretty dope. But I mean, I don't know. What do you like? How do you feel watching that?
Man, I feel great, bro. My voice cracked hard as freak right I feel great. I feel really good. But nah, that's pretty dope, bro. Just like being able to look back on it, see how much we've grown, see how much like stuff has just changed.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, it's just like it's crazy to think what we were going through in that moment, like headspaces and all of that.
Yeah.
Like, and just seeing how much we've progressed beyond that point.
Yeah.
Like being able to talk like this in front of a camera is just, it's cool, man. And even like the brotherhood that has been built.
Yeah.
Because like little do people know, like Travis wasn't officially like on the squad.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
During that, yeah. He was like, I pulled you aside. I was like, hey, bro, what about Trav?
Yeah.
And he was like, I mean, yeah, why not? And then like now look at us, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you think of Young Vagabond, it's me, you, and Trav.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, bro, hey man, I'm thankful for the growth.
Yeah.
What about you?
Dude, I mean, that just piggyback back off of what you said. I mean, piggyback off of what you said. It's just been such a, like you said, just growing experience, but such an amazing experience. Even something like I just stuttered right there, said piggyback. Right, that would have been a debilitating thing. Just first season, right? I've been thinking about it way too much, and now it's just like laugh it off, keep moving.
Yeah,
and I think it's just been just dope to see, just how we've grown in our chemistry, how we've grown in our ability to talk about things, going on a deeper level and all of that, and just how we've grown even on the back like the background stuff that happens, and just seeing like, yeah, man, like once again that wonder that we have, and the fact that we still have that, and just how much it's been, God has built everything from the foundation that we started with. So I mean, I'm just excited to see how this continues to develop, and where God continues to go. It'll be cool to look back in another year and be like, okay, look at all these things that happened.
Facts.
And see, where we may be bigger or whatever the case may be. But yeah, man, I mean, I think that's it for me. But
yeah, man. I mean, who knows? May have same hairstyles, because I done switched it up by 3 times since we done did the podcast.
I know my dreads have grown. I think maybe by this time next year, they'll be cut off.
You still thinking about doing
We'll
that?
We'll see. I think it may happen. Who knows? Maybe. I mean, switch it up.
It will
Keep it fresh. But I mean, I don't know, because my biggest thing was about like being able to get a job with my dreads. But I've been blessed where it's looking like I'll be able to get a job with the dreads. So it's not necessarily as big of a deal.
You're freaking Darian Hardy, man.
Hey. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, man. Well, I think that's it from us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, y'all know how we do it. Y'all be blessed. Don't stress. Do less and let God take care of the rest.
Woo!